Going into this morning, the market was decoupled as hell, and even metals looked chopped. So I knew today was going to be a day where I had to play maximum defense or risk giving back everything I made on Wednesday. But by staying patient and being defensive, I took only one setup and went one and done with a clean 2-hour win. And for the first time in weeks, I'm officially out of drawdown and back in profit on this 50K account. Not to mention my first back-to-back green day since starting this challenge. So let's get into the prop firm dashboard and then the charts. So, all right, you can see I'm actually up now in profit 1%. Why did it say profit target is 12%? I don't really get it, but whatever. Right, my score has gone up a little bit now. You can see I'm finally above whatever this equity line is, and my numbers looking a little bit better. My win rate could be higher, but still not bad. My profit factor is at least over a 1. And then, all right, obviously today was a $1,000 day, and I'm up 4R on the week actually, so that's pretty good. And it's my first back-to-back green day since starting this account, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I either had a bunch of red days in a row or like a green day then a red day right afterwards, so definitely some improvement there. Let's get into the charts, and first I'm going to go over some losses that I avoided actually. All right, so this is YM after yesterday's close on Wednesday, right? So we make a new low of week, but we have this low we're coming for. Also, this weekly for value gap is my real draw, not just that low. All right, so that's what I think is going to happen. Right, we have that daily CSD. Just everything looks good, but then right come into today, and right price is all the way up here. So first going over the Asia trade. All right, so we had a 4-hour SMT fill in Asia, then we had the CSD, but I didn't take it just because all these highs is consolidation. Like, I'm not that picky when it comes to the 30-minute. Like, I don't need the star cell line, but this is just, I'm not taking that. So I did avoid this loss, and then coming into the New York session, where are we at? So yeah, obviously price is going to come for this high. We had this hourly gap, and all right, we had an SMT fill with it, with I think it was NQ. Just to show, this is that this is that 8 o'clock low. Trying to make it fast. I think it happened like right at the open then. Yeah, so NQ takes us out here, while YM is obviously leaving this gap open. So I think it's going to hold, especially because before the open, we have a little mini pump with the 927 candle and make the CSD. And yeah, going to the recording. So I started recording like right here, and just like look at this spike at first. Like it just looks super scary. So I definitely wanted to wait a second, and I did have some thoughts throughout this time period. And this is kind of what I was waiting for. Right, so YM's the only one that's actually pumping overnight. Literally everything else is staying low in the range, kind of consolidating. If it's ES, RTY is consolidating. We have some daily low, and then yeah, NQ obviously actually expanded lower overnight. So I think YM's fake, but I just want to see it hit this high first, and then I want to see ES make a new high of day, while NQ stays low in the range and makes like an advanced premium discount sequence. But let's go back to my thoughts about the trade. So I'm trying to measure it out. This is the CSD area, which I could just take it now and maybe extend a little bit to get to R. And I'm waiting for when I have text. So, all right. So I said here, I want to take the setup so bad, but it's just mid, and the fact that price hasn't already like actually hit the level is pretty concerning. So it's like kind of worth a shot, but at the same time, it's not really. And yeah, I'm just kind of conflicted with it. I'm watching the rest of the assets. We're only like 2.5 minutes in, so I want to see if it's going to be a decoupled open and invalidate everything anyways. Yeah, I'm thinking if we CSD over this, I could just take this entry with my stop loss moved here, but that's like still way under 2R. That's like 1R, I think, if anything. But we fail, and yeah, we just keep on chopping and retracing lower. And then yeah, I eventually decide that I'm just gonna let the setup go. Yeah, the open isn't even like that decoupled at the time, but like everything's just shit. This like I feel like a dumbass trade for I would feel like a dumbass for taking this trade if it lost. So I'm just gonna avoid it. Like this is not like one of those losses you're okay with taking because it matches your system. Like this is just, it's a discretionary avoid, which I think I just put here. Yeah, so it could play out, but it's discretionary to avoid it. And what happened was, it did actually end up playing out, but like I said in the text, I thought it would rip in like 5 seconds after the open, which is why I considered taking it in the first place, like this high in the range, kind of like a chase, if anything. But it took way too long and it'd be way too stressful with like these deep ass retracements. Like it almost hit my stop loss like 2 times really. This is like probably like 80% of my drawdown for the stop loss. And yeah, it took over 15 minutes for this to hit. Right, I took the screenshot at 9:47. That's like 17 minutes into the open, and it has now hit this super close draw, which I thought it would just expand to right away. So yeah, no regrets. And it's also decoupled at the time. I think after like, these two candles, I decided it was decoupled, so I was waiting until 10 o'clock. And when that happened, then I guess I'll just break down my bias for NQ since that's what I took anyways. But so NQ, this is Monday's low, so this is the currently week low. ES and YM took that yesterday in Wednesday's big ass bearish candle while NQ was up here, so that's a little SMT break, but really the relevant lows are like this Friday low from last week, right? It's for value gap also just like the only like relevant low, like there's nothing to the left, so right, that's what they're both below. And let's go over the first trade. Oh, that's fine. And this is the 2 o'clock candle, I believe, right? This is the 2 o'clock candle on NQ, and this is it on ES. So it's both the PSP, and then obviously ES is sweeping out the high while NQ is leaving a failure swing. So there is a 2-stage PSP there. And yeah, here's finally where YM, or where and here's finally where ES takes out this London high, so it makes a new high of day, while NQ, right, is having an advanced premium discount sequence, staying in equilibrium of the range, hitting this rally gap. And that's all I really need to see at first, especially because the 15-minute at the time closed the PSP with YM at least. So this is what I marked out at 9:40 pretty much, right? So we had that initial advanced premium discount sequence, and I just knew that this was gonna go crazy, but I can't take it because at the time it was a decoupled open, so I have to wait 20 minutes and hope that it doesn't leave without me to this low. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to take something else. And if I did take it, I would have front ran it and just entered right here because I wouldn't think it's gonna wait another 3 minutes. But like I said, at the time it was decoupled. And then yeah, even at this time, it was literally 9:54, and we basically, after this CSD, we made like a 5-minute gap. We retraced into it, and then this 1 minute just CSD'd, and I really wanted to get into that, but like I said, I have the order set up. I have to wait 6 minutes. I didn't want to, because I've done this before. Like I entered a few minutes before 10 o'clock, and then like the trade got ran out. Where if I waited, I never would have got in. It's also happened where like I waited until 10, then like I missed a trade, but for the most part, I'm trying to be defensive today, right? So. But yeah, so since I did wait for 10 o'clock and didn't take that first CSD, we have that advanced premium discount sequence. We have this 15-minute candle closing as a PSP, right? ES is Bruce sweeping that 9:30 high, right? So it's basically a double SMT, which is like not that high probability, but it's just adding that, it just shows that NQ is the weakest asset. And then here's the 5-minute, right? We have that initial CSD, creates a 5-minute gap, and then we trade into that. So I get lucky here because, right, normally it'd probably just trade into this once and then like leave, but we did hang around until 10, so I was at least able to get in the trade, and I just took this, right? So this is the 10 o'clock candle, so I took this at like 10:01, right here. Just a CSD, stop loss on the bodies, and I'm aiming for a little bit past that low of day, right? This is the 5-minute CSD in the for value gap, and yeah. Right, and then you can see here I'm setting up the orders. I have 9 seconds until this candle closes. And yeah, I just set this win order. I actually move it up a bit, I think, just to get a better risk reward and like so I can lower my take profit. And let's just scrub through a bit. Kind of just checking trading view, I guess, maybe making the drawings look better. Yeah, I come back, I'm in the trade after this little spike. So because of the spread, I think my entry is like right at this CST instead of like up here, but that's fine. That's technically better for me. And then for no reason I'm actually over risked by like $40. So probably just a little bit of slippage. Yeah, I mean, it's the trade around and kind of set up the drawings a little bit. Here we have also a 4-hour 2-stage, right? You can see this is the 6 o'clock candle on YM. It's a bullish candle, while here it's bearish on NQ, and then all right, YM is sweeping that out while NQ is not. So it's a little something, but like they showed a couple, it doesn't really matter that much. And yeah, I got pretty blessed. Like I was only in drawdown for like just this entry candle. Otherwise, it was straight profit. So yeah, here I moved it down because I realized I was over risked, which actually allowed me to, I think, win the trade. I don't know if I would have won otherwise because I think it would have like edged my take profit. So yeah, I just moved this down to 500. Then I moved this up to like basically straight at 2R, right? Only $1 over. Once we hit this low, I just moved to break even because I'm trying to be defensive. It's already super low in the range. It could like edge like how price has been doing. All right, and then here we get that new candle opening up, and then we get triggered for the position. So that's the trade. Just a 1 and done 2R. And yeah, so it wasn't the cleanest setup in terms of like the placement in like the range or like the lower time frame action, but it had so many confluences lining up that it's still a pretty good trade to me. And yeah, I could have waited for like it to actually sweep out the low and then try to see what happened afterwards, like if maybe ES wanted to catch up or if it wanted to reverse. But to me, that's a lot more risky. It's like I said, I like taking the simple moves, so that can be like small range scalps, which if I can get 2R, then I'm fine with that. So that's pretty much it for me. Hopefully you guys did better. Otherwise, if not, no worries. Like I can do the charts and I just saw like how he was all the way down here and YM was up here, so nothing wrong with that. Like I said, gold looked shit too, so I didn't even trade. I had some alerts, but they didn't get triggered, so I just basically scrapped it. And I was focused on indices, so yeah, that's all for me today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.